Hello everyone, this is Manjula Devi P, Assistant Professor, GFGC Kanakpura. In this session, we are discussing about strategic management of BBA 6th semester. In that unit 2, environment appraisal. In that unit, we are talking about the appraisal of legal environment. Okay. In the previous sessions, we have discussed about socio-cultural environment, technological environment, and we also have discussed about demographic environment. In this session, we will talk about legal environment. What is legal environment? Legal environment of the business relates to the code of conduct of any company. That means, what are the legal boundaries, what are the rules and regulations which the company has to follow, what are the acts and policies under which the company comes. It defines the legal boundaries and the scope of the firm. Legal environment of a business introduces us to the role of legal agendas in managerial decisions. So when you are taking a business decision, you have to keep the legal environment in mind, considering whether it is allowed, is it a taboo, or is it permitted, or if it is permitted, to what extent, like each and every aspect. Suppose if you are starting a business, even the location, is that location comes under green belt, is that location is identified for starting up such business unit, or even the product that you are producing, the components, the combination, like for everything there are certain legal standards and benchmarks which every business has to follow. So like in every step, every decision, even the number of employees or the benefits that you have to give to the employees, and the mode of production, the working hours, like everything is under the legal scanner. So you have to constantly check if you are abided by all these parameters given by the legal environment. Anyway, there is no exception for any business for that matter. You cannot just say you are not aware of this legal thing, so you are not following. There is no exception that unawareness cannot be one of the reason for not following it. And whatever it is, being a businessman, whatever the rules applied given by the legal environment, you have to follow, isn't it? Then it helps the managers. Once you scan the legal environment, it helps the managers in the operation of their business and allows them to know the limits and boundaries of being there in the name of their respective firm. Like there are some rules which are common. There are some acts. Suppose if we talk about minimum wages act, if we talk about bonus act, so it is all common for all the business units, but with specific to that particular business unit. Suppose if you talk about tobacco, so tobacco industry has its own norms, its own rules given by the government, whether in case of locality, in case of many aspect. So they have their own legal boundaries, isn't it? So for each business, and if especially if you are in a food and food packaging, so there are strict norms given by the contents and the processing, packaging. For everything there is a legal norm given which the company or the business has to follow. So it gives basically the limits and boundaries within which they have to operate. Why is it important? The legal environment scanning, why is it important? So it's very important because it gives the policy framework within which the firm has to operate. As I told earlier, it gives the boundaries within which you have to operate. So it's like if you go beyond or if you don't follow it, then you will be under legal consequences. So you will be fined, or in the extreme case the owner could be jailed, or the business has to close down, or it will be forcefully shut by the government. So like many unwanted consequences will happen if you don't follow it. So it's better, I mean, it's not like it's mandatory that you scan your legal environment, understand what is the policy framework which is applicable to your business, and take your strategic decision within those boundaries. Then legal environment tries to protect the interest of the company and its stakeholders through its policies. So why the legal environment or the different policies in practice? Mainly to protect the company as well as its stakeholders. Like you have a whole lot of stakeholders, you have consumers, you have your employees, you have your suppliers. So there are so many stakeholders, entire society, environment, everything, isn't it? So the laws are in place to protect everyone. Okay, now it's not just to make the business profitable, it is to give general welfare. Okay, whether it is good for the society, whether it is good for the environment, whether it is healthy for the consumers, or is it fair on the part of employees to work in the working condition. So all those things are taken care by the legal environment, so it protects the interest of the company and its stakeholders. The legal environment helps to make the business decisions that are ethical and are in hand with the welfare of the society. This is very important. When we talk about ethics, uh, like there's no proper definition for ethics. Okay, there's no one definition for ethics. So the because of these laws or the policies in place, assuming or like the implied thing is that if you follow those, that means you're conducting an ethical business. Okay, whether it comes to working hours, whether it comes to minimum wages, or when it comes to the contents that you are using in your company, or the production process, or the way you are packaging, marketing, the way you're treating your human resource. So everything for that matter, your factory space, its location, its layout. Like in one small factory you cannot have 500 employees. Okay, there is some guidelines, rules given by the Factories Act about the size and its number of people. Same way for everything. Like I'll come to the next, in the next slides you have, like there are a number of acts that we have, right from your contract act, whether when you are having dealing with your suppliers, the and to protect your interest and also his interest, you have to be abided by the rules given by the contract act. Or if you are having a factory, you have to be abided by the Factories Act, whether it is Companies Act, whether it is SEBI Act. So all these acts, policies, so everything is just to make the business ethical, so that your code of conduct is legal. Okay, and it is for the general welfare of the society, to protect the interest of the overall welfare. So what are the different aspects of this legal environment related to the business? So there, as I told, there are various laws in place. I have just placed some of it. Okay, just to name: Contract Act, you have Factories Act, Companies Act, Partnership Act, Minimum Wages Act, Bonus and Compensation Act. Like this is just very, not even 1% of the total acts that is there in place. Okay, for each type of business there are specific acts that has to be followed. Okay, suppose if you are a public limited company, you have your own set of acts that you are supposed to follow. Okay, you are a sole trader, or you are into some particular XYZ type of business, then you have set of rules and regulations that you have to follow. Again, based on the locality also, there are certain policies which is supposed to be followed. Okay, some of the laws that affect the working of the business enterprise. So antitrust law, you have consumer safety law, you have environment protection law, your health and safety promotion law. So that means, again, this is just a few example. There are so many laws which is there in place to protect the welfare of the stakeholders. When we talk about antitrust law, this is mainly to protect the welfare of your suppliers. Consumer safety law, mainly to protect the health, the consumers, where the contents or packaging, or like on every food packet, you have to see the manufacturing, you have to see the ingredients, you have to see best before use, and you have to clearly see if there is any allergic notice. That means these are all not just printed by the interest of the businessman. It is printed because it is mandatory. So if you are buying any packaged food, it is mandatory to mention all those things, and the weight, net weight, so all those things on any packet, food packet, or on any item for that matter, the description of the item which is there, the contents, and if there is any special instruction, is it inflammable, is it explosive, so all those things has to be mentioned, so that you are protecting the safety of the consumers. Again, after you purchase, the guarantees, warranties, after sales service, even all those things are there, abided by the law. So all those things comes as a package in the consumer safety laws. Then environment protection law. So again, as we know, the production process for that matter, it leads so many effluents, maybe the water waste, maybe the gas, maybe the waste items. So all those things, how do we treat them? Okay, so how is it is recycled, or are we just letting it out to the general environment, so that it causes a lot of pollution and it has a lot of bad effects on the surrounding area. So that has been protected by the Environment Protection Act. They have strict norms how to treat those industrial effluents, and what are the minimum or acceptable level of effluents that they can leave it out, and what are the channels through which it has to be you know managed. So all those things are given by the environment protection law. If there is no such law in place, so I'm sure the businessman or the industrialist voluntarily would not come up with saving the environment, isn't it? Even though the environment protection law is in place, we see so much of pollution because of the industries. Wastewater is being led to the water sources, and there's no even the plastic waste or biodegradable waste or any waste is just let it to the water sources, and most of the rivers are completely polluted, especially in and around the metro cities. So it is polluted, isn't it? So if there was absence of this law, then you can see, because there are loopholes, maybe because of that it's not been I mean, still there is pollution. But if it was absent, then completely the earth would have been gone by this time, isn't it? So we have health and safety promotion law. So as I said, in every production process, whether it is right from the manufacturing, or the content they use, the way they pack the food, or the items that they use, and there are some items which are prohibited, which I mean, there are some ingredients which should not be used. Like there was a huge issue about Maggi. Okay, there was use of Ajinomoto, more amount than the permitted one, so to make it more tasty, which has its own bad impact. Again, over a period of time, we keep hearing about, maybe the KFC uses something, McDonald Dwells uses something like that, isn't it? So all these, then the legal action will be taken on that. So many packets of Maggi had to be destroyed after that petition came, and after it was proven that it has some Ajinomoto in the content, which was not actually shown clearly. So likewise, this health and safety promotion also, again, safety when it comes to not just about the food, it's about even the employees inside the factory. So we have Factories Act, which is there in place, and which gives so many provisions about the safety of the employees. Again, in certain industries where there is hazardous chemicals which comes out, or in the production process there are chances of injuries and things, even for that they have their own safety measures, whether in terms of the clothes or the footwear or the mask or the gloves or the face shield, anything that they have to use. So it is all mandatory, okay, because of the law in place. So this is just a few example of the laws which are working in the business enterprise. There are a whole lot of laws in practice. So right from the beginning of an industry to the operation to the even the closure, if you are winding up, even that has to be as per the legal parameters if it is a public limited company. Okay, so that means this entire lifespan of a business organization has to be within the boundaries of the legal parameters which is given or defined in the legal environment. Some may be general, some may be specific to that particular business. So just to have a recap of what we discussed so far. So the understanding of business environment, very important because it affects the business enterprise at its very core. Okay, the basic, the way it has to operate, the way it has to start or it has to run, it has to have its operation, it's all defined by the legal environment and it has to be abided by. Suppose again there is GST in practice, there are some packaging norms in practice, you cannot say no, I don't want to pay GST, I'm not interested, isn't it? You cannot, because it is mandatory, you have to follow it. So most of it, I would say, or in fact every law which is there in place, if it is applicable to you, you have to, there is no option given, isn't it? So because it is for the general welfare. Then understanding or knowing this legal environment help the smooth operation of the various business activities. So we can conclude that mere existence of business means that there should be a legal environment affecting them in one way or the other. The moment you have a business, that means you are abided by so many laws. Like as we are individuals, we are the citizens of a country. So by default we have to be abided by the law of that particular country, isn't it? So I cannot say, oh really, I don't know about this law. I don't know if it has to be followed by me. The moment I am a citizen, I am abided by the law in place. Basically, this is these laws or policies which is made for the friendly environment, for creating an ethical business conduct, for having general welfare of all the stakeholders. Even in fact, to protect the company's its own interest, these laws are there in place. Okay, so it just makes the make sure the relation between the company and its society is good in terms of, so both benefit each other. So in order to make that sure, a legal environment is there in practice, which every business organization has to follow and has to be aware of it first of all. So these are the some of the references which you can go through for further understanding. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next session.